Up with KREM begins now.
Good morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. It is 6 a.m. now. Happy Tuesday morning. I'm Nicole Hernandez. We want to get right to our meteorologist, Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, we had a blip of fall, but we're right back to summer, right?
Yeah, definitely in the afternoons, Nicole, because the afternoons will feel summer-like. At night, since, well, now we're getting about 12 hours of nighttime, we are getting enough time to cool off to fall-like temperatures most every night, but we will be well above average temperature-wise on both ends of the scale. Even this morning, 40s, mostly across the inland northwest. I'm noticing Sandpoint at 37 at the cool spot. There could be some areas of frost in our northern areas. Looks like the forecast near 36 degrees for low temperatures, though not many locations actually realizing it. In fact, I have a more detailed map of some temperatures in front of me. I think the coolest I see is at Priest Lake at 34 degrees currently. Any frost would be pretty few and far between this morning. In fact, the high temperatures just keep climbing and climbing this week. So it looks like our extended forecast is going to feature summer-like afternoons with quite a few days in the 80s in our upcoming forecast.
Thank you, Thomas. Let's take a live look at traffic now at I-90 and Broadway this morning. You can see the sun is starting to come up behind those mountains there. Still not many people on our roads yet, though. It is just about 6:02 here, and if you're heading out the door right now, pretty much everywhere along I-90 and our other major highways in the inland northwest are looking smooth without any congestion. Well, new details this morning about the shooting after the Apple Cup. We have this new video here a WSU student shared with us. You can see a big crowd at an off-campus party when a fight breaks out. Court documents say the two fighting were WSU football redshirt freshman Sone Falialo and 20-year-old Ja'Cory Buchanan. When police got there, they say Falialo had been shot in the abdomen and Buchanan had left.
It's tragic. It's in absolute contrast to everything that happened at the game.
Court documents say Falialo and two others were acting as security for the party when the fight started. It started because Buchanan allegedly assaulted a girl at the party. At this point, police are still looking for Buchanan. They issued a warrant for his arrest and think he's in the Seattle area. In Idaho, a Nigerian man allegedly scammed people out of at least $2 million with sextortion and romance scams. He was extradited from the UK to the US to face charges. Prosecutors say he posed as a woman on social media to target male victims, trying to get them to send explicit images. He then threatened to send the photos to family members unless the men paid. He made his initial appearance in court last week, facing 8 federal charges. If convicted, he could spend up to 20 years in prison. The man had victims across the U.S., including a college student in Idaho. Well, Coeur d'Alene is proposing changes to regulate e-motorcycles on trails. Just a reminder, e-bikes and e-motorcycles look similar, but are different in how they operate and how fast they can go. The executive director of the North Idaho Centennial Trail Foundation has received notes about e-motorcycles zipping past people on the trail, cutting too closely, and kicking up rocks. Now, council is proposing an ordinance that would set, quote, rules of the road and give pedestrians the right of way. The council will likely consider the proposal soon. Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown is helping write a letter against the Trump administration's plan to overturn the roadless rule. Brown says that would destroy recreation areas and harm national forests. Brown, along with 7 other states' attorneys general, say the rule has protected national forests from unnecessary logging for almost 25 years. Brown said repealing the rule could increase wildfire risk, pollute waters, and threaten wildlife. If you want to read the full letter, we have it on our website, krem.com. Next week, the cost of a Washington State Parks Discover Pass will go up. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live this morning. So, Brandon, how much is the pass going up?
Yeah, good morning, Nicole. Well, you got a little over a week to kind of beat that price increase. Starting on October 1st, Discover passes like this one, they're going from $30 to $45. So a $15 increase. And Governor Bob Ferguson, he signed this new change into effect back in May. It's a new law to combat some of the inflation we see in this country and the rising costs it takes for maintaining Washington state parks. So this new change is actually the first increase in price for a Discover Pass since they went into existence back in 2011. Washington state parks say they rely heavily on the revenue earned by the Discover Pass to help with the operation and maintenance of state parks. The price increase is only for the annual pass. A daily pass will not cost more, remaining at $10 a day for day use. And again, you can find all of these details and this information about the new change on our website at KREM.com. Again, about 8 days, October 1st, that's when the Discover Pass will officially rise up to $45. For now, reporting live here at Riverside State Park, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
And speaking of our state parks, in your wake-up call this morning, we're asking, what's your favorite local place to get outside? We've got a bunch of people texting in this morning. Someone saying Riverside State Park and 9 Mile Resort, camping for 30 plus years there, walking anywhere along the Centennial Trail, especially near Gonzaga, walking up near Manitou. That was Thomas's favorite, right, Thomas?
That's my favorite.
Personally, we spend all of our time on the Bluff. Dishman Hills is also amazing. Keep texting us this morning. What's your favorite spot to get outside? The number is 509-448-2000.
And if you're not sure, maybe just go somewhere today, because the outside is going to be a wonderful place to be weather-wise, because it's a little cool this morning, but the sunshine will warm us up very nicely. These are usually the most comfortable days, whether it's the summer or fall season, in this case fall, obviously, with our current temperatures in the 40s for the most part, but the sunshine warms us well into the 70s this afternoon, so comfortably warm outside. 77 in Spokane, and Coeur d'Alene will be up to 79 for today. So that's just the direction we are heading, which is warmer than yesterday, and I think the rest of our forecast is looking pretty warm, especially for afternoon hours. We'll show you how many days are in the 80s, all coming up in a few minutes.
Today is the 80th United Nations General Assembly. President Donald Trump is set to speak around 7 o'clock our time. The president is trying to position himself as a peacemaker. Today, he will meet with the Ukrainian president, but his efforts around Gaza don't seem to be enough for many UN members. Amy Kiley reports on how Trump factors into their push for Palestinian statehood.
President Donald Trump is in New York to address the UN General Assembly. The White House says he'll tout U.S. strength and what he considers his personal accomplishments.
He will articulate his straightforward and constructive vision for the world.
Many are waiting to hear what, if anything, Trump says about Gaza. Roughly 80% of UN members now back Palestinian statehood after several recognized it this week.
We need to give the Palestinians hope for the future and also make sure that the Israelis can live in peace.
What we saw here at the UN, it's actually supporting Hamas. It doesn't support ending of the war.
Recognizing a Palestinian state is largely symbolic without the U.S., and the Trump administration is not pushing for that statehood. In fact, it's barring Palestinian leaders from the General Assembly by denying them visas.
I call upon Israel to immediately sit on the negotiating table, to put an end to this bloodshed.
The State Department rejects a recent UN conference on a two-state solution. As for Trump himself, here he is in July, deferring to the Israeli Prime Minister on the topic.
I don't know. I'd ask Bibi that question. You have the greatest man in the world to answer that age-old question, two-state.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.